So now we will try to calculate the growth rate for the operation period. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put here equal and then start with open bracket 1 plus because I want to know in the form of percentage. And then what I'll do is I'll select the inflation here because we are going to use this as an increment rate. And I need to lock the row. Why I lock the row? Because all the years are located in the same row, which is row number 7. Then I'll try to multiply with the growth rate. So I'll just go to the assumption tab. If you notice all the assumption tab, okay, we do have the total revenue, advertising revenue. So all this growth rate is located in the assumption tab. So I'm going to select over here and I want to lock the column because if you notice carefully, all this growth rate is located in one column, which is column number C. And then after that, I close bracket and I multiply. Multiply with what? If you notice carefully, we do have the operation period flag. So I'm going to multiply over here and I need to actually lock the row because all the flag is located in one row. So F4, F4, so there you go. So now this is 0%. So I need to drag down, Control D. And then if just say I drag to the right, you will notice there is an increment. So meaning to say, if just say I were to change, maybe I put here scenario number 1. When I put scenario number 1 and the period starts in 2029, if just say I go to assumption tab and I change to scenario number 2, you will notice that in sheet 1, we do have 2 false over here because the operation period starts in 2028. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to press Ctrl G and I'm going to type Z because the last column is Z and this is row 15. So 15, Control Shift up, Control Shift left, Control R. So there you go. And what I can do is I press Control A, alternate HAC so that it is aligned center. So if just say I change to scenario number 3, you will actually notice that this particular period will begin in 2030. So next thing is what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the assumption tab and I'll select total revenue and advertising revenue. And then I go to sheet 1, I paste it over here. So now we do have total revenue and advertising revenue. The next thing what I'll do is I'll put here equal. So our total revenue, the base figure is actually located over here. I'm going to select this and I need to lock the column. There you go. Multiply with this percentage over here. And then I need to actually press enter. So now we have 0 because this is actually a construction period, not yet operation. I press Ctrl D so that it drags down. So what I'll do is I'll press here Ctrl R. So you'll notice the figures will start in 2030. And then what I'll do is I'll press alternate HK. Then I press Ctrl G. I go to column Z and 18. Ctrl Shift left, Ctrl up, Ctrl R, and then Ctrl spacebar, alternate HOI. Okay, so now this is the data, or what I can do is alternate HOW. So the size is actually 12. So I just want to make it everything as 15. Control spacebar, alternate HOW, and put at the size of 15 so that we do have all the columns at the same size. So now if just say I go to assumption and I change to scenario 2. When I change to scenario 2, you will notice that there is a changes and the operation starts in 2028. If just say I go to assumption and I change this to scenario number 1, you will notice that in sheet 1, we do have the scenario begins, the operation flag begins in 2029. So, and there are changes as well. So now this is our data. What I'll do is I'll press alternate equal, Control B, alternate HBU, so that is bold, Control G to column Z, this is row 19, Control Shift left, Control R, and there you go. So this is for our total revenue. Okay, so now we do have for total revenue. The next thing is what I want to calculate is basically the OPEX. So I just need to just copy all these items over here, Control C and Control B. And then what I need to do is I need to press here equal and I go to my assumption tab. I need to select the cell, but I need to lock the column. Why? Because all the expenses is located in one column. So I lock the column, multiply with the percentage. So the percentage is over here. In this case, I don't have to lock because when I drag down or I drag right, it will follow the sequence accordingly. So I press enter, Control D, alternate HK. Then alternate equal, there you go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to press Ctrl G, go to Z26, Ctrl Shift left, Ctrl Shift up, Ctrl R. So there you go. So since this is expenses, this is operating expenses, you can also put negative figure as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put here negative, enter, shift down, Ctrl Shift right, Ctrl R, and Ctrl D. So there you go. So now we do have a negative figure. And then you can actually put this bold, alternate HBU, so that now we have this border over here. So this is basically our total OPEX or expenses. And